Today, what I want to talk about is Maison Margiela.
Can I get any of you cunts a drink?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So happy that you're here. And if you're a subscriber, it's so good to have you back. My name is Kari and I'm a creative director. I'm a graphic designer. I lived out in Los Angeles. Now I moved to Nashville. I love everything regarding luxury fashion, low-end fashion, and everything in between. Essentially, whatever makes your vibe, that's what I'm vibing with. So if you love creative content, art direction, travel, luxury unboxings, things that I've bought, style tips, things that I'm seeing in the world that I think are really cool and interesting, then you're gonna probably like this channel. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, turn on the bell. It would be greatly appreciated. This year, I'm really trying to grow my YouTube channel. We don't take ourselves too seriously. And today, what I want to talk about is Maison Margiela. A lot of you have probably seen the Galliano show that was done under the bridge in Paris. I thought that show was so creepy yet beautiful at the same time. The storytelling of it, the ambiance of that underpass, the styling, all of it. It was this macabre marionette world that he created that I thought was genius. And I've always loved Maison Margiela. And this video, there's a couple of things. One, I want to but I want to reveal the Tabi boots that I decided to go with, which that's a whole nother story. And then I have this little hack for you guys to have $30 Maison Margiela split jeans. And I want to show you how to do that. And I think that for me, they've worked out. Again, the quality probably isn't what you would get from buying the actual Margiela jeans, but I can't find them anywhere in my size. And I took matters into my own hands just to see if I loved the style, and eventually, hopefully, I find these jeans in my size and I'll purchase the actual Margiela jeans. But this is a great little hack. If you want to try the split jean, I'll insert a picture here of what they look like and some people that I've seen wear them that I think are really cool. But essentially, it's a wide leg jean with cuts on either side that give this illusion of these little triangular cutouts on the side, which I think it's reminiscent to me of a barrel jean, the way that horseshoe shape gets created. So I think it's going to be really cool to wear these through the season, especially with the Tabi boots. I've pulled a few pieces of inspo of how people have styled these Tabi boots. And so these jeans were just something that I'm like, I need those to complete the outfit. I've already got the oversized like sweatshirt jumper situation on lock. But these jeans I thought just were so cool with people wearing these Tabis. And I will caveat that I loved these so much that I ended up ordering the tall Tabis, but in the black soft leather, because these are obnoxiously fun. I'll show you the Tabis that I ended up buying, and then I'll get into the jean situation. I had always wanted a pair of silver Tabis, and for the longest time, it's really hard to look at the Tabi boots. If you're not familiar, here they are. They are split-toed shoes, and there's two ways of thinking about these shoes. One, you could see it as cloven feet, demonic, if you will, and it can look kind of camel-toe-y, not gonna lie. But if you really dive deep into the background of the Maison Margiela Tabis, it goes back to Japanese culture, where the split-toe shoe was seen as a cultural identifier. It was for comfort. You see this a lot with like Japanese inspired split toe socks, where they wear them with kind of those wooden, for lack of a better term, flip-flops, right? And so when I started researching that and understanding the etymology behind the Tabi, I got there. I was less disgusted by the shape that they create, and I've always loved Japanese culture. My whole life, I just remember always drawing cherry blossoms everywhere. I think that the old kimonos of like pre-World War II and the silk and the indigo dyeing of that culture is so intricate and beautiful and opulent. And so to go back to that through these shoes, I think that helped me like be okay with the look of the tabbies. It's been like trending. A lot of people like the tabbies now, and you see them all over YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. But I wanted something that was a little different than what you typically see. And again, if you're new to this channel or if you subscribed, you kind of know my aesthetic is like obnoxious neutrals, right? I have this firm belief that if you buy something that sparks joy in you and it's like an insane color or texture and you're like, oh, I don't know if it's gonna go, but I love it, trust me, it'll work. If you love it, it will work. That's the energy of style and personal style and fashion, is like, don't just buy what is on your favorite influencers like Instagram feed, right? Like, look at it. Are you inspired by it? Is it really you? And then like, when you go out to buy your version of it, like, what is the version that is unique to you? What do you love? What sparks joy in you? Are you a super colorful person? Are you a minimalist, truly at heart? Are you obnoxious like I am? I feel like because I have this like obnoxious personality and this obnoxious like love of like strikingly loud things, I'd like to think that I'm like a maximalist, like very inspired by people like Cher and Elton John, but I'm able to like take that and refine it down because my grandmother is also a huge style inspiration to me. Like, this is my grandmother's ring. She had amazingly chic style, but she was very chic. And I feel like those inspirations in my life have crosswinded. So I love loud statement pieces, but I think have this ability that I'm good at like refining it to like who I am, where it's like it's obtainable, I guess. But I do want to go into first the unboxing, or not unboxing, I guess, the reveal of these beautiful shoes. So this is the Maison Margiela box. I got these online and I'm so excited about the color. The color of these suckers, like, the beauty of them is if you hit the sun a certain way, it blinds whoever the hell's in your path. And I just love that even more. And I got a size 39 and they fit perfectly. So I'm normally an 8.5 American, and size 39 Euro, I think, evens out to be that. And I couldn't ask for a better fit. I do love the heel on them. They aren't the super tall ones, but they do have a little bit of a block heel. Okay, let's do this. If you only see how I'm sitting right now so that you can see, can you see what color they are already? Ta-da! So let's put this down so that my camera doesn't freak out. These are the cracked mirrored Maison Margiela Tabi boots, and they are stunning. They are so obnoxious that they just work with everything. And they're so obnoxious, my camera is like literally flipping out. They come with these little booties to protect them in the box. But let me take the other one out so you can see. I will say that they flake a little bit. When you walk, you might leave a trail of glitter behind, but you know, I love that too. And my friend Milka, she's a very prominent stylist, she mentioned that there's something about the silver that the split toe is actually less noticeable than like when you have the black or just a typical color, or like there's a really cool pair of like painted white that I think are really great. And the interesting thing about this boot, if you've never tried on a pair of tabbies, is the way that they it's really hard with how shiny this texture is. The way that they seal, you have these little teeth and you have these little elastic bands, and they slide into those bands like that, and they secure. So the block heel is about 1.5 inches or 2 inches, I would say, probably 2 inches. Let's see. I don't think there's any detail on this, but I think that they are so cool. They look great with denim. They look great with almost anything. I feel like silver is such a cool neutral, but I love the cracked aspect of them. They used to make just kind of the silver leather, and they do make this in a gunmetal. The cracked mirror comes in like this really cool gunmetal color that my friend Mocha, when we saw them in Paris, she really loved them. So the first time I saw these were at Le Bon Marché in France, in Paris. And I was like, oh, those are beautiful. But I had spent too much money up until that point and I just couldn't do it. So I ended up like thinking about them the entire flight home, and I ended up ordering them online, and they came in a few weeks ago. But they are so fun. I think that they're just like a really fun version of the Margiela tabbies. I'm trying to think if there's any. Oh, and they have like that little white stitch across the back that I think kind of like that contrast stitching is kind of a thing for them. So these are the Margiela tabbies that I decided to go with. So I wanted to do that quick unboxing to show you the shoes that inspired this DIY project with the denim. The Margiela jeans that I'm talking about, there's many names for them, but they're the mid-rise or high-rise, depending. It's so weird because all the different sites, like these are the jeans, all the different sites call them something different. On Farfetch, they're the Maison Margiela distressed straight leg jeans. On Maison Margiela itself, it's just the Maison Margiela women's jeans. So they are, when I see them on other people, to me they are high-waisted. And I just think that they're fucking super cool. But they retail for $850. Now, I'm no stranger to dropping gross amounts of money on fashion, just because when I have the vision of something, like I have to like put that together, and I can't sleep and rest until I get that look. And it's not that I agree with fast fashion necessarily. I really try to skew away from polyesters and acrylics and just plastics that I know aren't really helping the earth much. So it's better to get like natural fibers like wool, cashmere, really good denim, etc. But I couldn't find them in my size. Like, if you could have just seen me inside the food court at our local mall, and I was just scrolling for days, like trying to find every deal possible with my particular size. I was on Vestiaire Collective, I was on The RealReal, I was on Farfetch, I was on Essence, I was on Maison Margiela, being like, should I just bite the bullet? Anyway, the first pair I attempted, and I'm gonna insert in this video like a DIY portion that I filmed yesterday of cutting the black, washed black. These jeans are from H&M. They retail for $30, and this is the closest wash I could find to the Margiela jeans that I actually wanted in the blue denim color. And I've ordered a pair of jeans from Everlane as well that I thought would be similar in wash, but they haven't come in yet. So these are the jeans. They are a size 10. I wanted them to be a little bit bigger, but if you notice like what I've done, so this is the actual button, or sorry. So this is the actual button from H&M, and I have these little things you can buy from Amazon that just pin into the jeans, so you can adjust kind of like how tight they are around the waist, because the point of the Margiela jeans is it's like fitted at the waist, and then it like is a very baggy pant. And the slit in the pant makes it kind of like barrel out, horseshoe out, if you will. And so I wanted that look. I wanted that cinched waist, but like a baggy kind of like A-line with a notch cut out of it. That's a good tip if you want a baggier jean, but it's if you don't want to go and get it tailored, but you need it to fit around your waist, especially if you've got like a nice booty. I recommend these little things. I think they were like $7 for a pack of like 20 of them. You can get them in gold, brass, silver. I got the silver ones, but highly recommend these to like cinch the waist in. But the wash, and I'm gonna back up. The wash is like very similar to the Margielas. And I know it's like hard to hold these up, but do you kind of see the cutouts? When you wear them, it's a lot easier to show. Do you see kind of the pant leg? So the Margiela jeans, I highly recommend getting a baggier pair and then doing this cut effect. I will say, and I say this as I'm doing the tutorial, I'm going to get some needle and thread and I'm going to tack here so that the cut doesn't continue to rip. But these are the high waist baggy jeans from H&M. And I'll link below the link to the jeans on the H&M site, but I do know online they were sold out of some sizes, but in store they had a ton of sizes. So if anything, you can check out the link. Just check out the different washes that they have. You can find the name of the wash, even though that doesn't really help you much in store because the washes aren't listed on the tags. I looked, but they have a myriad of kind of different washes. There's like this more true blue, almost like stone washed. If you like really look at the, it's like this stone washed denim. That's what they say officially on the Margiela site, that they are the women's cutout jeans. So this is the other colorway. And I'll put like the recordings and shit over here, but I just wanted to show you why I got these two washes. So this is wash number 1 and I love them. They look really cool with like a good tight top, or even just like going completely oversized and just owning it with like an oversized like baggy sweatshirt or jumper. And then these, and then the Margiela Tabis, it's a vibe. But this is the color that I picked up that I did the tutorial on, and I'll insert that soon. But this is the wash. It's kind of this like stone washed black color, and I just cut them yesterday. So they kind of give the same vibe. I know this isn't selling them well, but when you put them on, they don't cave in. They do look like this in person. I know like when you go on the website, they're like really styled and cool, but they are flappy when you get them. And the thing about these is I haven't washed them yet, so they're going to fray even more and kind of give you that more washed look. Now I will say that they've done stitching. So you can see, I'll insert it here. They've done like a zigzag stitching around the V. So if you've got a sewing machine or you're good with needle and thread, like that might just be an extra added detail that you can do on these. But for the look of these jeans, I highly recommend going out, getting yourself a good baggy wide leg pair. Now, I also tried this on a pair of barrel jeans that I had, and it didn't look the same. You need kind of like that baggy, like 90s fit for this to work. The natural blue have like zigzag stitching, but it's more near the point of the V, if that makes sense. So on here, the stitching, the zigzag stitching is like right here on the point of the V. So I don't think a cut is necessarily enough. I mean, it's enough from like when you're wearing them out, they look like the Margiela jeans. But if you want to fortify these, I recommend doing a little tack, a little zigzag stitch. If your mama or your grandmama or you yourself are equipped with a sewing machine and you have better skills than I do, I think adding that little extra detail to these would really help bring it home. So I say all of that in that I understand that luxury pricing is ridiculous and it just keeps getting more ridiculous. And sometimes I think that YouTube gets oversaturated with like, buy this, buy this, buy this, you have to have this because I have it. And I want also to be able to like create things on this channel that even if you, and I honestly didn't want to drop $890 plus tax on a pair of jeans. Like I was looking for these suckers marked down. I was like, are they going to go on sale for Black Friday? My size was not available anywhere that they were on sale. But if I can give like an 18-year-old or a 22-year-old or even a 35-year-old or a 45-year-old the look and the idea for like cheaper, and again, I don't necessarily think that like H&M is the place to go either in terms of paying people well and the price point. It's still fast fashion, but the washes were similar, the fit was what I wanted. But if you can find like a good $100 to $120 pair of jeans or more that you know are more quality and you'll have them forever. Again, these were just like an experiment, but if it can give you the look for less, why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the process to cut these jeans and kind of like the SKU number and the tag and stuff so that you can go on H&M and do it yourself. But I hope that you guys enjoy this video. I hope that it inspires you to like go out and do some DIY. If you've got a good like old vintage pair of like baggy Levi's or something that you already have, I always recommend going to Goodwill and thrift stores to like look through denim and just maybe find like an old baggy pair of men's jeans that you can kind of like, you know, buy one of those little Amazon buttons for $7, get yourself a good sharp pair of scissors and customize your own items, and don't necessarily always have to buy them off of a reseller or off of a luxury end website. It's very possible to get these looks for less. Okay guys, so these are the ones that I've done already, and I will say what I'm going to do is maybe cut them a little higher. I think based on the Margiela jeans that the cut might need to be a little higher just based on where these jeans fall on me. Before you decide to cut your jeans, make sure you try them on first. Look at the pictures of the Margiela jeans and get a good distance of like from the pocket to where you want the slit to show up, and from the slit to your knee. I think this should be like an inch higher, if that makes sense. I got a pair of the black because the Margiela jeans also come in this like wash black color. These are the original jeans that I found at H&M that were closest to the wash of the true denim Margielas. This will fray a lot more. This is just from natural wear. And I just took a pair of scissors, cut through so far, and then I kind of pulled the rest so it was like a little bit of a more raw hem through here. I do have the tags still on the black pair. So these are going to be the next pair that I'm going to do with you guys so that you can see like the black versus the true denim. And this style of jean is the baggy high waist, loose fit, high waist. I got a size 10. The reason I got them a little bigger is because I like how big the pant is, and then when you put the additional button up here, on me anyway, it cinches my waist more, so the waist seems really tight and then the pant is very like wide and elongated, and that's what you want when you're going to do this project. You want a good like, not quite a barrel jean or a horseshoe jean, but you do want a loose baggy wide leg jean. But we're gonna cut these babies together to make the final Margiela jean product. Okay, and then this, okay. So we're gonna undo our jeans. And I want to see where I did these last ones because I don't want them to be at the same height. So again, what I would do is I would make sure that you measure where you want from the pocket to the knee for this slit to be. And I will say, again, this was a little too low. I mean, I almost nailed it with this pair, but I think this should maybe be like an inch higher. So I want to use this as kind of like my North Star, and then I'm going to repeat that on this side. So let's move these over a little bit. Okay, so with a sharp pair of scissors, these aren't sharp because I cut paper with them and I haven't had time to run to Michael's, so we're going to pray for the best. This is where it would normally be. We're going to go up about here, and I'm going to make just a little line, okay? So we can take these away. Let's move this. So you're going to want to cut straight. You're not going to want to cut at an angle. You're not going to want to cut a V. It'll naturally, when you wear these jeans, they'll naturally separate and give that Margiela look. So you don't need to like do anything more than literally just a straight line through, okay? Find a little hash mark here and then cutting straight across. And you're gonna wanna do about, When I tried these other ones on, I ripped them some, but I would say you want to do a good like 4 inches, 5 inches. But again, like I would cut less, try them on, see how you like it, and then if you need to cut more, but you can always cut more, you can't always cut less. So rule right there. So we're going to just go and take our scissors and cut. A straight line. So I would say that much is pretty good, but again, like if you try them on and they don't rip properly or you didn't cut them far enough, you can always cut more. Or like even with the other ones, I ripped them and it stayed in line with these. So then what we're going to do is I would fold these over and turn them around so that this will be lined up to where you want to cut the other one. And we're just going to make that little cut. And I'm going to keep cutting about the same amount. And again, like I said, you can rip, right? If you want to. Maybe just... Hi, Monty. And your cat should come along, or your animal, and make sure that the progress that you're doing. Come on, let's go, meow meow. But also what you'll see is like you can take your hands and like naturally start fraying them. But when you wash them, it will distress it more. And I will say one thing that I'm going to do that's not going to be in this video, but I highly recommend, is I would take some string and thread and needle and just kind of tack that inside once it's ripped and you've washed them and it's like to the point where you want it. It'll kind of like fortify it so it doesn't continue to rip. Come on. Come on. I need to show them the jeans. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Okay. So you can see now that I have the rip. This is the one that I have distressed a little, and then this is the one I haven't distressed at all. But when you do hold them up, they sag like that, if that makes sense. So if you're into the authentic denim, you know, I cut them very cool. They look really cool with these, with the silver. But then also it might be a little too contrasty for some people, but if you have like the black Margielas or a good black boot, these are also kind of cool. And this is the more like washed black look. And I will wash these and so that you can see kind of like how the destruction turns out. But yeah, that's the video for this week. It's $30 Maison Margiela jeans. Go out, snag you a pair of H&M, get your scissors out, and even if they don't look exactly like the Margielas when you're done, I think just the idea of like that slit, like the cut from the side, it's kind of like a better trend now than like the super destruct that you used to see a couple of years ago. So I hope you guys like this video. Again, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this channel. It's a big goal of mine for 2025. If you guys have liked this video, please give me a little love down in the comment section. If you've watched this far, leave the denim, the jeans emoji down below and just say hi. I love hearing from you guys. And if you already subscribed, I appreciate you guys so much for coming back. I really love chatting with you guys. So I hope that you have a wonderful day, week, month, year, whatever. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.